Well, welcome back to Whole Bible Study with me, Taddy Noni. Yesterday, in Exodus 25, God gave Moses instructions for the sacred furniture of the tabernacle: the Ark of the Covenant, the table for the bread of presence, and the lampstand. Today, in Exodus 26, the focus shifts from the furniture to the tent itself. The tabernacle, the place where God's presence would dwell among his people in the wilderness. And at first glance, this may sound like a list of fabrics, colors, clasps, and measurements, but every detail really does matter. God is revealing his holiness, his beauty, his mercy, and everything points towards Christ. Now, let's read it together, and as we go, I'll explain each part and what it means and how it all comes together. So this is a little bit different reading than before. Usually I do the reading completely first, and then I do the deep dive. I'm going to kind of intersplice this, and then we'll do a deeper dive at the end of it. So it's kind of a reading plus a teaching combined. Make the tabernacle from 10 curtains of finely woven linen. Decorate the curtains with blue, purple, and scarlet thread and with skillfully embroidered cherubim. Now here we begin with the innermost layer, the most beautiful part of the tabernacle. The Hebrew word for curtain is yariyah, meaning a large woven panel. The colors are symbolic. Blue, tekeleret, points to heaven. Purple speaks of royalty, and scarlet points to sacrifice and atonement. The cherubim are not cute little angels. They are powerful guardians of God's holiness. First seen in Genesis 3:24, guarding the tree of life. Verse 2, each curtain must be, quote, each curtain must be 42 feet long and 6 feet wide. Now this precision reminds us God is a God of order, and his dwelling place reflects his perfection. Verse 3, join 5 of these curtains together to make one long curtain, then join the other 5 into a second long curtain. Verse 4, put loops of blue yarn along the edge of the last curtain in each set. The 50 loops along the edge of one curtain are to match the 50 loops along the edge of the other curtain. Then make 50 gold clasps and fasten the long curtains together with the clasps. In this way, the tabernacle will be a single unit. The gold clasps joining them symbolize unity in God's dwelling. Notice this inner beauty was hidden from anyone outside. Only those who entered could see it. In the same way, God's deepest beauty is revealed in those who draw near to him. Verse 7, quote, make 11 curtains of goat hair with cloth to serve as a tent covering for the tabernacle, unquote. Goat hair fabric, izium, was strong and weather resistant. Verse 8, quote, these 11 curtains must all be exactly 45 feet long and 6 feet wide. Verse 9, quote, join 5 of these goat hair curtains together to make one long curtain, and join the other 6 into a second long curtain. Allow 3 feet of material from the second set to hang over the front of the sacred tent, unquote. Verse 10, make 50 loops for the edge of each large curtain. Then make 50 bronze clasps and fasten the loops of the long curtains with the clasps. In this way, the tent covering will be a single unit. Bronze in scripture often represents judgment. This layer shielded the holy place from the desert, a picture of God's mercy protecting us from judgment. Goats were also central to the Day of Atonement in Leviticus 16, where one goat was sacrificed and the other carried away the sins of the people. Verse 12, quote, the remaining 3 feet of this tent covering will be left to hang over the back of the tabernacle, unquote. This extra length of tent covering will hang down evenly over the sides of the tabernacle, forming a complete covering. Verse 14, quote, complete the tent covering with a protective layer of tanned ram skins and a layer of fine goat skin leather. The ram's skins dyed red are a vivid reminder of the blood and sacrifice. The outermost takashskin was tough enough and weatherproof from the outside, and the tabernacle looked plain, but inside it was glorious. Isaiah 53 says of Jesus, quote, "There was nothing beautiful or majestic about his appearance, yet he was despised and rejected." Verse 15, quote, "For the framework of the tabernacle construct frames of acacia wood. Acacia wood is hard, durable, and resistant to decay, a perfect symbol of Christ's incorruptible humanity. Each frame must be 15 feet high and 27 inches wide. With 2 pegs under each frame, make all the frames identical. Make 20 of these frames to support the curtains on the south side of the tabernacle. Also make 40 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame, with the pegs fitting securely into the bases. Silver represents redemption. The entire tabernacle rested on the foundation of redemption. Without it, nothing could stand." Verse 20, quote, "The north side of the tabernacle make another 20 frames, with their 40 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame. Make 6 frames for the rear and the west side of the tabernacle, along with 2 additional frames to reinforce the rear corners of the tabernacle. These corner frames will be matched at the bottom and firmly attached at the top with a single ring forming a single corner unit. Both of these counter units will be made the same way." So there will be 8 frames at the rear of the tabernacle set in 16 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame. Make crossbars of acacia wood to link the frames. 5 crossbars for each, or for the north side of the tabernacle, and 5 for the south side. Also make 5 crossbars for the rear of the tabernacle, which will face west. The middle crossbar, attached halfway up the frames, will run all the way from one end of the tabernacle to the other. Overlay the frames with gold and make gold rings to hold the crossbars, and overlay the crossbars with gold. Gold covering the wood shows Christ's divinity, covering his humanity. Now for verse 30, quote, "Set up this tabernacle according to the pattern you were shown here. For the inside of the tabernacle, make a special curtain of finely woven linen, decorated with blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and with skillfully embroidered cherubim." Now this is the veil, paroket in Hebrew, separating the holy place from the most holy place. Verse 32 continues, quote, "Hang this curtain on golden hooks set into 4 posts of acacia wood. Overlay the posts with gold and set them in 4 silver bases," unquote. "Hang the inner curtain from clasps and put the Ark of the Covenant in the room behind it. The curtain will separate the holy place from the most holy place." Only the high priest could pass through once a year with blood. When Jesus died, this veil in the temple was torn from top to bottom, as we know in Matthew 27:51. Hebrews 10:20 says the veil represented his body. His death opened the way into God's presence. In verse 34, quote, "Place the ark's cover, the place of atonement, on top of the Ark of the Covenant inside the most holy place. Place the table outside the inner curtain on the north side of the tabernacle, and place the lampstand across the room on the south side. Make another curtain for the entrance of the sacred tent. Make it of finely woven linen, and embroider it with the exquisite designs using blue, purple, and scarlet thread. Hang this curtain on gold hooks set into 5 posts of acacia wood. Overlay the posts with gold and set them in 5 bronze bases. Bronze here again points to judgment. The threshold into God's holy place is entered through sacrifice and cleansing. So, and now for some closing thoughts. So when we look at all of this together, the tabernacle is a prophetic picture of Jesus, his hidden glory in the inner curtains, his mercy shielding us in the goat hair covering, his sacrifice in the red ram's skins, his humanity in the plain outer layer, his divine human nature in the gold-covered wood, his redemption as the silver foundation. His torn body opened the way into God's presence through the veil. Now, friends, Exodus 26 isn't just ancient architecture. It's the gospel in fabric, wood, and gold. God is saying, I want a dwelling place with my people. I want to dwell with my people. Thank you for joining me today. If something in this chapter spoke to your heart, share it in the comments. Like and share this video so more people can walk through the Word with us each day. And remember, if you belong to Christ, you are now His dwelling place. Thank you again for joining me with today's chapter, Exodus 26, for a whole Bible study. Thank you so much for joining me today with our study, and I will look forward to be seeing you in tomorrow's next chapter.